Imagine falling from the sky at an altitude of 30,000 feet. Without a parachute, without any protection, and with almost no chance of survival. For most people, a fall like this would mean certain death, but one person survived the impossible. A story that shocked the world and changed what we believe about human survival. This is the incredible story of the person who fell from the sky. And Libeth. On a normal day, a passenger plane was flying thousands of feet above the ground, but within seconds, everything changed. The aircraft broke apart in the sky, sending one person into a fall that should have been impossible to survive. This is the story of the person who defeated death from 30,000 feet vault text. Before the world knew her name, it was just another ordinary flight. On January 26, 1972, a passenger aircraft took off from Copenhagen, Denmark, heading toward Belgrade, Yugoslavia. Among the passengers was a young flight attendant named Vesna Valovio, who was simply doing her job on what seemed like a normal journey. No one on board knew that this flight would soon become one of the most unbelievable survival stories in history. High above the ground, the aircraft continued its journey, unaware that disaster was approaching. The flight continued normally until something unexpected happened. While the aircraft was flying over what was then Czechoslovakia, a sudden explosion changed everything. The plane was torn apart in the sky, leaving the passengers and crew with almost no chance of survival. The world would later learn that the explosion was caused by a bomb placed inside the aircraft. In a matter of seconds, a routine flight became one of the deadliest aviation disasters of its time. But among the tragedy, one person would survive an event that seemed completely impossible. When the aircraft broke apart in the sky, Vesna Valovio was suddenly thrown into the freezing air. She was falling from an altitude of around 33,000 feet, a height where survival seemed impossible. At that moment there was safety equipped with a fall. But something unexpected happened. Vesna was trapped inside a section of the aircraft that remained attached during the fall. This part of the plane helped protect her body as it crashed toward the ground. Against all odds, she survived a fall that should have been fatal. But surviving the fall was only the beginning. The next challenge was staying alive. For decades, people wondered how anyone could survive a fall from such an incredible height. The answer was not one single thing, but a combination of rare circumstances. First, Vesna was not falling freely through the sky. She was trapped inside the remains of the aircraft, which absorbed part of the impact. Second, the section of the plane landed in a heavily wooded area covered with snow. The trees and soft ground helped reduce the force of the crash. Third, Vesna's position inside the wreckage helped protect her from the worst injuries. But even with all these factors, survival was still almost impossible. Doctors who treated her were shocked by the injuries she survived and the strength of the human body. Her story became a powerful example of how rare circumstances can change what seems impossible. When rescuers reached the crash site, they discovered something nobody expected. Among the wreckage of the destroyed aircraft, they found Vesna Valovio alive. She had suffered severe injuries, including multiple broken bones, but she had survived an accident that experts believed no person could survive. Her recovery surprised doctors and captured the attention of the entire world. Vesna later entered the Guinness World Records for surviving the highest fall without a parachute. Her story became more than just a story about an airplane crash. It became a reminder of the incredible strength of the human will to survive. Even in the darkest moments, survival can sometimes come from the most unexpected circumstances. Throughout history, there are moments that seem impossible to believe, stories of survival, mystery, and human courage. Welcome to ASIENA.